Hey everybody, it's Jill with your daily yoga video. Maybe daily is being a little ambitious, but anyway, I'm here with a yoga practice for you today. Uh, you may be occasionally seeing my dog Izzy, who my husband thought it would be absolutely adorable if she was up here doing yoga with me, so we'll see how adorable it is. I will have to occasionally, just because I'm not fully set up with a studio to do yoga videos. I'm going to have to stop probably and move the camera at some point. Also, when I roll onto my back, you're not going to be able to see anything but my feet. But listen to my voice, follow my instructions. It's not going to be difficult, even if you can't see me. And speaking of difficult, I have a reputation for teaching a class that's a little bit maybe on the challenging side for some people. No worries today. I'm going to try and keep it just a nice basic yoga practice today. So no worries about that. So we're going to start, and I am initially just going to sit up and talk to you because I know you can't see me when I'm laying down. I want you to start on your back. So just roll on down to your back and get comfortable. Pull those shoulders down away from your ears. And just find that yoga breathing, just in and out through the nose, leaving the world outside. So even visualize in your head, pushing that world outside the door and shutting the door on it right now. This is your time for you. So don't think about what you need to do later, what's going on right now, maybe what you're missing on the TV. No. Just find your breath. Just focus on your breath, just in and out through your nose. And we're going to start with a kriya, or a cleansing breath. So we're going to take a big inhale on my count, big exhale out the mouth instead of the nose. So big inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big exhale out. Good, and let's get that again. Big inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big exhale out. And one more time, big inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale, let it go. Good. Now just come back to that yoga breath, just in and out through the nose. Just focusing on that breath. You can even put one hand on your chest and one hand on your low belly. And just feel the rise and the fall of that breath. And that breath is all that matters. When you're doing yoga, don't get caught up in the pose. Focus on the breath. Don't be afraid to modify anything that feels a little challenging. Listen to your body. If your body says, no, my knee's not going that low, then you don't bring your knee that low. No worries. So continue with that breath. Releasing any tension, maybe setting an intention for your practice today. So it could be anything that you need. So maybe it's you just want to feel better at the end of this. Maybe you want to release some tension. Maybe there are things you need to leave on the mat. Whatever it is, if you start out your practice thinking about what you need to get out of it, it's just more likely to happen for you. Now I'm going to turn to the side here, and I'm going to roll on down. You're not going to see anything but my feet, so don't worry about it. Just roll on down to your backs, and I want you to hug those knees into your chest, and I can see my feet right now. You can probably see your feet, and you might see a dog attacking me right at the moment. So just rock out that low back. So you're going to have your hands around your thighs, or maybe around your shins. And just rock back and forth, just releasing any tension. And if it doesn't feel good on your low back, don't rock. But if you shift the position of your knees and your hips a little bit, you can maybe find a spot where it feels better. or that it feels good, or maybe it feels good to just kind of draw those circles with your knees and just massage out the back that way. Whatever works for you, this is your practice. Now, we're going to take that left leg and lower that down to the mat. You can see my leg going down. And we're going to take that right leg, so we're squeezing that right leg in. We're just going to bring it across the body. So that right leg comes across, the right arm comes out, and we turn our head toward that right arm, toward that right palm, which is facing the ceiling. And just breathe. We're trying to keep both shoulders down on the mat. That hip's going to lift, but the shoulders need to be down. And then we're going to come on back up. So that leg's coming on back up to center. Now we're going to straighten that right leg out. The sole of the foot faces the ceiling. And we're going to reach up and find a spot on our leg where we can kind of comfortably grab it with both hands. We're just going to give that leg a little tug toward us. So that leg comes toward you. And you're going to get probably a nice hamstring stretch right there. If you aren't, or if you want a little more, you can lift your head and shoulders up off the mat, lifting that head toward the knee. And that left leg might lift up a little bit, and that's okay. But if that feels like it's too much, put your head and shoulders back down. It's all good. And now everybody's going to put their head and shoulders back down. And we're going to reach up and take peace fingers around that big toe. So right hand, right toe, right foot. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders up a little bit. And then exhale, we're going to lower the head and shoulders and lower that leg out to the side. Just wherever it's comfortable. You're going to feel a nice stretch in the back of that leg. Breathe. Might be a little comfortably uncomfortable. That's okay. You just don't want pain. If it's making a stabbing pain where your leg feels like it's going to rip off, then by all means, back off. Bring that foot back up to center. And one more time, we're going to reach our hands up. Find a spot on that leg where we can tug that leg in. Option to lift the head and shoulders up, just like before, or keep your head down. Breathing. And now we're going to switch. So lower your head and shoulders down if they're lifted. That right leg goes down, the left leg comes up. And we're going to hug that left leg in. So left leg just hugs right in here. And now we bring that leg across the body. So left leg comes across. And the left arm comes out. And we look at that palm. I have a dog licking me. Biz, go lay down. It's good. Alright, so we're looking at that palm, we're breathing, we're trying to keep the shoulders down. And then come on back up to center. Extend that left leg up. Left leg is reaching. And then your hands reach up for a spot on the leg that you can comfortably grab. Give that leg a little tug. You can flex the foot, you can point the foot, doesn't matter. Pointing always looks pretty. Option to lift your head and shoulders up. If you want, you can keep them right back down. Ooh, I can see my face peeking right up. Breathe. So getting that good hamstring stretch. And then lower back down. And now we're going to take our peace fingers of the left hand, wrap them around the left toe. Inhale, lift that head and shoulders up a little bit toward the knee. Exhale, lower that leg over to the side. So getting that nice stretch here. Breathing. And then leg comes back up. Hands come back to the leg. Give it a little tug. Option to lift up and reach up. Or keep the head and shoulders down. Nothing magical about lifting your head and shoulders up, especially if they feel better down on the mat. And now we're going to come back on down and then bring that other leg in to join. So we're hugging both those legs in again. A little rock back and forth. Option to reach up for the feet and happy baby. So you can take your hands and go to the outside of the feet, go to the inside of the feet, peace fingers around the big toe, and then you just give a little tug on those feet, bring them closer to you. You continue that little rock if it feels good. So breathing here. And now we're going to take our feet and bring them down to the mat. Knees are bent. Arms are alongside the body. There's a little space between your knees. And we're just going to carefully lift our hips up off the mat. And then maybe once your hips are lifted, you're going to walk your feet a little bit closer to you. So we're here in bridge pose. Now once you're in bridge, you can clasp your hands underneath you. You can roll the shoulder blades under. You can dig in with your heels and lift up the toes. That really works your back end, gives that back end a little lift. Whatever feels good. Breathe. Now unclasp your hands. If they're clasped, we're going to slowly come back down to the mat. If you have a dog, it can come over and kiss your face right now. All right, so Biz, go lay down. We're going to just grab those knees back into the chest, and you're going to rock to the right or to the left, or you're just going to rock straight on up and help yourself up to sitting, whatever works for you. Hey, and now you can see me again. All right, so come into a nice, easy pose, which is cross-leg pose. Yes, I love you. Move. All right, no more yoga dogs. Inhale, reach up long and tall. So we're reaching on up for the ceiling. Exhale, come forward. So just come forward, land wherever you land. Don't force it. Just breathing here. Biz, go lay down. So just breathe here. Nice rounded back. Let go of the feeling of forcing your way down. There's nothing magical about getting farther down to the floor. And then we're going to take our fingers and we're just going to drag them on back and slowly roll on up to sitting. Good. Big inhale again. Reach up long and tall. You know, look up at the ceiling. Look up at your fingertips. And then exhale. And that right hand's going to go down to the mat and the left arm's going to reach over. And your palm is on the mat, or the whole forearm is, whatever feels good. Get that nice stretch. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, come forward. Beautiful. Breathe. Nice round back. Just breathe in here. Drag the fingers back round the back up. Head comes up last. Big inhale, reach up long and tall. And then exhale. Left hand goes down, right hand comes over. And we stretch and we reach. Breathe. Inhale and lift. Exhale, come forward one more time. So we're reaching on forward. Now this time we're going to inhale and lengthen the spine. And then exhale. See if we can't walk those fingers out just a little bit more. So we're trying to go deeper into the stretch, but let go of that need to just really force your way down. Just breathe here. Breathing into whatever's tight helps to release the tension. So if you're feeling it in your hips, just breathe into that. And then drag on back up. Good. Now, take the right leg, and you can't see it. I've got my right leg right here. We're just going to set that down on the mat. We're going to take the left leg and bring that across. All right. So kind of a fancy cross-leg position. Now, if this does not feel possible for you, you can straighten that right leg out. So it doesn't have to be bent and off to the side. Just come into a comfortable position here. We're just going to do a little twist. So inhale, reach up with that left hand, nice, long, and tall. Exhale, turn and plant. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, turn and look over that shoulder. So this right arm is either in front of that leg or you can hug it. It doesn't matter. We're trying to make our spine nice and long. getting a little twist, and you have to be able to breathe in the twist. This is how we detox, but if we don't breathe, the detox doesn't happen. So we're breathing here. Now head comes back to center. The rest of the body follows. We're going to take that left leg that was across, bring it off to the side here. So nice long spine. I don't know if you can see it any better if I lower this just a little bit. You really can't. All right, not very helpful, sorry. Just experimenting. All right, so we're here in swan, which means our right leg is in front of us with our toes over here, knee here, toes here. And then left leg is across, off to the side, and you're like a nice, graceful swan here. So just breathe. This is the beginning of pigeon pose. So we're just breathing here. Now, if you're a beginner and you like just sitting right here, you just stay right here. If you want a little bit more, you can shoot that right leg back. So the right leg is going to straighten out. That left leg is still bent in front of you. And you can stay up on your hands. You can come down to your fists, your stacked fists, and rest your head, or you can rest your head on the floor. Those are all good options. And if you're in pigeon, you're really feeling it in that right hip area right now. And once again, we just breathe into that. Now, go ahead and come on back to center. So we're just going to bring both of our legs back. So here's our legs both back right here. All right, now we're going to take that left leg comes down. Right leg bends and comes across. There. Option to extend that left leg straight out in front of you if you don't like having that leg bent. This is kind of an awkward position. This is called half cow face. And it's one of those comfortably uncomfortable positions, and one side might feel tighter than the other, and that just means you're a normal human being. Inhale, reach up that right hand. Nice and long, long spine. Exhale, turn and plant. So we plant that hand behind us. Inhale, lengthen the spine, get nice and tall. Exhale, turn and look over that shoulder. Breathing. Good. Breathe in the twist. See, the twist, it twists all those internal organs, squeezes them, wrings them out like a towel. But if we don't breathe, that action of getting rid of all that gunk we don't want doesn't complete, so you need to breathe. And you can think about taking in calm and joy, exhaling stress and tension or whatever you want to get rid of. And then come on back to center. And we're going to take that right leg that's across and bring it out to the side. So both legs are out in the same direction here. I know you can't see that, and I'm sorry that you can't see that. So you're here in swan. So think nice, graceful swan. So long, long spine. Breathe. And if you're good here, you stay here. If you want a little bit more, then you just take that left leg and scooch it back behind you and just kind of wriggle yourself around into pigeon. Now, this is the side I just had knee surgery on. So sometimes I'm a little awkward. Maybe that makes you feel better, that sometimes the instructor's a little awkward too. But I'm working on this pose. So anyway, you can stack your fists. You can rest your head. You can come up to your hands. Open up the chest, whatever feels good in this pose. And just know that if you're in this pose right now and one of your hips is just saying, or both, I don't like this pose, it's just normal. It's one of those poses that over time people learn to love, but it might take a couple of times to do it. And if you really hate it, it's probably because you really need it. Such is the way of yoga. All right, come on back to center. And I am going to come onto my knees, and I suggest you do the same. So we're coming in to our cat-cow pose. So we need a nice strong table. So knees are underneath the hips, hands are underneath the shoulders, fingers are spread wide like stars, or you can make fists and do fists for wrists, whatever feels good, or you can fold your mat and give yourself a little extra cushion, or maybe put a little towel under anything that needs padding. So all those things can happen. And we're just here in table, so get nice and sturdy here. And we're just going to start with some cat-cow. So we're going to inhale and lift up the crown of the head. So we're reaching up with our head, and we're also reaching up with our tailbone, making a little arch in our back here. Kind of like a cow that has that, you know, that funky sort of low sway in their back. And then we exhale and get it the opposite way. So we round up like a cat, like a scared or an angry cat. And then just continue on with that. So just inhale and lift, and you can go as fast or as slow as you want. You just match the breath in the pose. And exhale, and we round up that back. And just find your flow. This is a great pose to learn how to connect your breath and the pose at the same time. So inhaling and exhaling with a movement. And we'll get a couple more. This is one of the most soothing poses you can do for your body. So if you're super stressed out, you can always, if you can, drop to the knees and do a few cat-cows. You can also do these standing. And I'll show you that either in this video or in another one. And let's get one more. Boy, I start talking and we're just in the pose all day long. One more good one. Round that back up. Good job. All right, now from here, we're going to go into spinal balance. So we're going to take our left leg and lift it up off the... I'm going to lift it right into the chair. Oops. All right, lift that leg up, nice and long and strong. So get real sturdy. Your hands need to be underneath the shoulders. So you're good and just, you know, good foundation. And then we're going to pick up that left hand and reach it out. So left leg, right arm. If you do the same side, leg and arm, you're going to fall on your face. So we reach and breathe. All right, we're going to get that on the other side. So lower the hand and the leg, and then we're going to lift up right hand, left leg. Reach it up and breathe. Good. Isn't it fun having a dog in this video? I'm sure you're loving it. All right, one more time. Extend that right leg out, lift it up, nice and strong. Breathe. Now bring that foot down to the mat. Curl the toes under, and you're going to push into that heel. So little calf stretch here on the floor. Nice little calf stretch. Breathe. And then from here, release that stretch. And we're going to pick up the right hand, so same side, leg and arm. See, that didn't seem too hard, right? All right, well, since it didn't seem too hard, take that right foot, bring it right back behind the left. And now lift that arm up again. So we're here in supported side plank. Now this is a little bit challenging, but you know, we'll give it a shot. Okay, we're going to take the supporting leg, that bent knee, we're going to slide that out a little bit so it's like a little kickstand for you, a little more support. And then we're going to lift up the leg. So the arm, watch me fall over. The arm's lifting up. The leg's lifting up. Good. Now if you're feeling super strong and you want to show off a little bit, you can slide that bottom leg out and come into full side plank here. Breathe. My arm is shaking. Learn to love the shake. All right, go ahead. Bring that hand back down. Come on back. And I'm going to turn around because otherwise you're going to see this. You're not going to be able to see as well. Let's just put it that way. All right. So we'll do that on this side. So this time pick up the right leg. Nice and strong. Beautiful. Curl the toes under and set that foot down on the floor. And just dig in. Dig in and push into that heel. And stretch out that calf, that gastrocnemius. So nice little stretch here. Good. All right, we're going to do that on the other side. Little bonus extra stretch here. So we're going to take out the right leg, curl the toes under, push into that heel, stretching the gastroc. All right, now we're going to take that right foot, bring it back behind the left. You might want to turn that foot a little bit out to give you a little bit more support. And we're going to lift up that right hand. So lift that right hand up. And we're in that supported side plank. Now you can take that supporting leg and slide that out a little bit so it's a little kickstand for you. Make you feel more sturdy. Now, if you choose, you can lift that leg up. Supported side plank. Breathe. Feeling really strong, you can stand here supported, you can go back to table, you can go into child's pose if you want, or you can slide that bottom leg out, come into full side plank. Good. Breathe. Reach and breathe. Excellent. All right, go ahead, come on back down to table. And let's just rest in child's pose for a minute. So what child's pose is, if you don't know, is buns to the heels. And you lower your head down to the mat. You can rest your head on your hands or on your fists. You can bring your arms alongside the body. Your knees can be wide apart. Your knees can be together. It really doesn't matter. This is your pose. So whenever you need a little break, you just come into this pose. Breathe. All right, come on back to table. Now we're going to do one little bitty sequence that's just a little bit of a challenge, just a tiny one. You can always keep your knees on the mat. So we're going to bring our forearms down to the mat here. And making a little triangle with your arms in the front. And then go ahead, curl your toes under. You can stay here with the knees if you want. You can just keep your knees right on the mat. Or you can curl your toes under and lift up your bottom. Straighten out your legs. And this is dolphin plank. So just like a plank pose or a top of a push-up, except for your forearms are on the floor. And your whole core might be shaking a little bit. That's a beautiful thing. And now we're going to take one hand, take the right hand, and then plant that hand down, and then shift and plant the left. So now you're in full plank here. Breathe. And we're just going to walk our hands back to our feet. So hands are just walking, walking, walking back to our feet. And then when you get there, and I'm going to scooch actually forward a little bit because I'm out of range. When you get there, and maybe your hands don't touch the floor now, that's okay. We're just going to reach down for the floor, or grab opposite elbow, or just let our arms hang. And we're just going to come into this little forward fold. So you can take a big bend in the knees if you want and just rest your chest right on those thighs. Or you can straighten the legs as much as you like and just hang out here for a minute. You can rock back and forth a little bit. This is just real soothing for the body. And then slowly, carefully, just round on back up, slow, slow, slow. Head comes up last, and I'm going to have to move the camera. So let me just adjust that quickly. All right, yay. Big inhale, reach up long and tall. So we're reaching up for the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive forward, so we're reaching for the ground. Don't have to get there. Sweep from wherever you are. Inhale, lift. And we're going to grab that right wrist and give it a little tug. And if I say right and you go left, it really doesn't matter. Inhale. sweep, because we're going to get it on both sides anyway. Inhale, lift back up and grab that other wrist. Give that a little pull. Stretch out the body. Inhale, lift. Swan dive and sweep the ground. Big inhale, reach. And then exhale, hands come behind. So I'm going to turn to the side here so you can see. So you're clasping your hands here, pulling your shoulders away from your ears, opening up the chest, maybe lifting the crown of the head a little bit, looking up at the ceiling. And we're going to, with either a little bend in the knees or a big bend, come on forward. Now your arms can stay right resting on your low back, or they can lift up, or they can be anywhere in between, whatever your body allows. Going to stretch out those shoulders. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And now carefully we're going to come on back up. Slow, slow, slow. Good. When you get to the top, release your hands. Shake your arms out a little bit. All right. Good job. Big inhale, reach up. We're going to do that chair flow if you watched the video yesterday. So inhale, reach. Big inhale. Exhale. And again. Think about getting rid of anything you don't want anymore. Couple more. Last one. And come on back up. Arms come down. Now I'm going to show you that standing cat-cow. So we're going to step out a little bit wider, maybe about hip width apart. Bend in the knees, hands on the thighs. Big inhale, and lift the crown of the head, lift the tailbone just like we did on the mat. And then exhale, round that back up. And then continue on. Inhale and open. And exhale and round, so it's that same motion. Now you might not be able to drop to the floor and do these cat-cows, but you can do this. Couple more. And come on back up. Now, someone specifically asked for tree when I asked what yoga poses would you like to see today. So we're going to do tree just really quickly. So I want you to root your feet into your mat. So nice strong legs. So when I say root your feet, I mean just ground those feet in and then feel all the way up your whole body. Just everything just rooting into the floor and feeling strong. And then hands reach down. And shoulders pull down away from your ears. And then you can lift the crown of the head, open up the chest, and we're in mountain pose. And it's just always good to start a balanced pose in mountain because it just gives you a chance to kind of center here. So we're centering and breathing. All right, so open your eyes if they're closed. Hands come heart center. Breathe. We're just going to root in with the left foot. So get nice and strong with the left foot. And then pick that right leg up. So bend the knee, pick the right leg up. Now, we're going to turn that leg out to the side. And you can plant that foot just right on the mat, just kind of resting on your ankle like a little kickstand. You can bring your foot to the calf, or you can bring it to the inside of the thigh. I cannot do that, but you may be able to comfortably do that. Just don't put that foot on the knee joint because it's just not good for your knees. So I'm here in tree right now. If you've got your foot on your ankle, thigh, or shin, you are currently in tree. Now if you're feeling really strong and you want to extend your branches out, you can do that. Breathe, breathe, breathe. So reach and breathe. Good. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and lower feel the need to shake it out, shake it out. Sometimes we really tense when we're doing a balance pose, and really people overthink balance because, you know, nobody wants to fall over. So once again, root into that right foot. So nice long spine, lifted chest, feel really strong, and then hands come heart center. Pick up the opposite leg, pick up that left foot, balance. You might have more trouble on one side than the other. That's just normal life. And then bring that leg out to the side and find where you want to rest the foot. So here with your hands heart center, just breathe and center. And then if you choose, you can lift your arms up, reaching up. Breathe. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lower down. Beautiful. All right, we're going to just flow through a couple yoga poses. Nothing really difficult today. And I might kind of go a little bit slow because we'll just sort of work on explaining each pose for anybody that might be new. I always teach my kids' classes warrior feet, so let's do that right now. So take your right foot and bring it out to the side, and then point that right foot toward the front of your mat. So the right foot's going this way. Now the left foot, we're going to slide that back a little bit, and we're going to turn that foot just a little bit. So we're not on two railroad tracks. The heel of the front foot is going to line up with the instep of the back foot. And those are our warrior feet. Now from here we can do our warrior poses. And then if we were going to be on the other side, we just switch. So then the left foot's forward, the right foot's forward. Although if you're looking at it, it probably does look like the left. And then that left foot is back behind. And once again, the sole at the foot, or the instep of the foot, is lined up with the heel of the front foot. So those are warrior feet. So when we go into our poses, that's how we want our feet to be if it's a warrior pose. And I will remind you. But we're just going to start at the front of our mat. I'm going to start at the side. And sometimes we'll turn to the side for you. So just root into that mountain pose. Breathe. Feel really strong. Now, I want you to just reach your arms out to the front. So just right in front of you, about chest level. And then I want you to take your right foot and just slide it back a little bit, like you're on two railroad tracks, so your feet shouldn't be too close together. And now I want to see if maybe you can lift that back foot up just a little bit. So warrior three. So we're reaching forward and we're maybe lifting that toe up off the mat. And you just lift it up as high as your body allows. Now we're just going to step back and lower that foot to the ground, or slide that foot back. And our arms lift, and we're in warrior one. Now in warrior one, your hips are square to the front of the mat instead of being turned to the side. So in warrior one, you can have your hands heart center. You can reach them straight up. You can touch your palms, or you can bring them out nice and wide, like a cactus. Sorry, the camera's freaking me out a little bit today. All right, so like a big cactus, just open those arms out. So there's our warrior one pose. So we're here in warrior one. I'm going to turn to the side. So my left foot is in front, my right foot is in the back. My arms are open. You can choose any arms you want. You can even just bring your arms and just fold them along your low back here. Give your back a little support if that feels good. So from warrior one, we're just going to transition to warrior two. So we're going to take that right hand and bring it back, and the left hand goes forward. And we got a little bend in that front knee. I know you can't quite see, And our arms are reaching forward. Now your arms are not just like you're just standing there. Your arms are working. So feel the tension in your fingertips all the way through your whole arm. So breathe here. Palm turns, so that front palm turns up toward the ceiling. Reach forward a few inches and then lift up into reverse warrior, which is such a pretty pose. I am contractually obligated to say that. Some people are laughing right now. All right, now, so we're reaching up for the ceiling. Our arm is along our back leg, or it can half bind around the waist. You can look down at your back foot. You can look up at the ceiling, or you can just look out if your head does not like looking up. Now we're going to come back to warrior two. So the arm is going to come back down. Good. So just readjust, because sometimes when we lift up, we lose that bend in the knee. Now we don't want such a big bend in the knee that the knee is going out over the toes. That's not good for you. But we want a little bend. We want to feel like things are working. Now we're going to bring this back arm forward so both arms are reaching into lightning bolt. So we're reaching with our fingertips, we're reaching with the chest. Now both hands are going to come down to the inside of the foot. So we're going to take that left hand and that left arm and bring it right up against that left leg. So you've got a little base of support right here. Oh, I see I just disappeared. Let me bring this down. See if that helps. Okay, so your hand is right here up against your thigh. Now we're going to take the other hand and bring it to the waist. And then maybe lift that arm up. This is called extended warrior. So we're reaching and breathing here. Now I'm going to take this hand and bring it back down. The other hand is going to go to the other side of the foot. So you got a hand on either side of the foot. Plant the right hand, lift the left up. Little twist, dragonfly twist here. If this is too much to have your knee lifted, bring that back knee down to the mat. One isn't better than the other. Go ahead and lift back, knee back up. Plant that hand. Now from here, you can just lift up, or if that's too much, just walk your hands up your leg. There you go. Come on back to warrior one. So choose your arms, whatever feels good. And then we're going to transition back into warrior two. So right hand goes back, left hand comes forward. That's actually better. You'd probably rather see what my legs are doing than what my head's doing. So breathe. Now, take this front arm, bring it down to the thigh. Back arm lifts up. This is right angle because that right arm is reaching up for the ceiling in a nice straight line. Now we're going to take that arm and bring it out to the side. Side angle, so now we're reaching out for the side of the room. And then now, little bit of a challenge here. You can stay here if you want. You can extend that other arm out. Extended side angle. Breathe. And then we're going to come right back into warrior two. So we're just going to take that top arm and open it up and then make that little shift back into warrior two. Good job. So breathing here. Now both hands are going to come and find each other, almost. So see, my hands aren't touching. Think about having like a big beach ball right here. And so your hands are like trying to hold this big ball behind you. So your chest is opening up, your shoulders, your arms are working a little bit here. Breathe. Now clasp your hands. So clasp the hands, pull your shoulders down, and then head's gonna come forward. So head's reaching for the knee, the arms lift up or they can rest. Don't have to do everything I do. So we're here in humble warrior. Breathing. Now we're gonna release the hands. Hand on either side of the foot, we're going to take this back leg and bring it down to the mat. Though the toes on the leg that just came down, they can be curled under. You can flatten the foot, whatever gives you more support. And we're just going to lift up with the arms. Exalted warrior. Good. Breathe. Now hands are going to come back down. We're going to step that back foot in, so bring the back foot in. Big inhale, reach up long and tall. So reaching on up for the ceiling here. Breathe. Maybe a little back bend if you're feeling it. If not, just reach up for the ceiling. And then exhale, hands come heart center. Good. All right, we're going to do that on the other side. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to turn the computer just a little bit. We'll get this whole camera angle thing worked out. Notice we haven't had any DOG company lately. All right, I'm going to actually start out right here. Okay, so big inhale. Big inhale. Reach, reach, reach. Make yourself nice and long. Feel how good that feels to just reach and stretch and make the body long. Breathe. All right, now we're going to do that whole warrior 3 thing on the other side. So bring the arms down in front of you. So they're reaching out, just straight out in front of you. Now we're going to take that back foot, which will now be the left foot. Slide that left foot back. All right, so the toes are on the ground. Now, if you can, reach forward, lift the toes up off the mat. And then just keep reaching and lifting. It's like you're rolling into it. And if you can't balance, you just set that foot right back on the floor. That's all that you need to do. And now everybody's going to do that. We're just going to set that foot down. Coming into that warrior 1 pose. So once again, hips are square to the front of the mat. Breathe. Choose your arms. Whatever arms feel good. I always like the cactus arms. I keep looking at the camera and it's opposite of what it's like looking in a mirror. So I keep trying to adjust the wrong arm. Yeah, we'll get used to this stuff as time goes on. All right, we're going to come into that warrior 2. So remember, right foot's in front, left foot's in back. Line your feet up. Arms go out. Oh, I got a little bonus for you on this side. So palms turn. So palms are turned toward the side. We're going to take the back arm and bring it to the front. So big inhale. Reach forward with that back arm. And then big exhale. Pull that arm back like you're pulling the string on a bow. I call these bow and arrow. Inhale, reach. And exhale, pull. And inhale, reach. And exhale, pull. And again, inhale, reach, nice and strong. Exhale, pull. And inhale, reach. And exhale, pull. Good. Come back to that warrior 2. Breathe. Palm turns, reach forward, lift up. Reverse warrior. So remember that top hand, the reaching hand is reaching up for the ceiling. The back arm is reaching down the back leg, or it can bind. You look up, you look down, you look off to the side, you look wherever your head's comfortable. Breathing. And we're going to come back into that warrior 2. So find your warrior 2. And now both hands are going to go down to the floor. So this back hand's going to come. And both hands are going down. Right hand, right arm up against that right leg. Left arm comes to the waist. And then reaches up. Extended warrior. Breathe. Good. All right, that arm's coming back down. We're going to plant that left hand. We're going to bring the right hand over. Then we're going to lift that right arm up. Dragonfly twist. Now, bring that back knee down to the mat if you need to. And now the hand lowers. And we're going to come back up to warrior one. Remember, you can just lift right up. You can walk your hands up your leg. It's all good, whatever you choose. Warrior one, whatever arms, palms can touch. They can be heart center. They can just be reaching. You can have those cactus arms. Breathe. And we're going to find our warrior two. So right hand comes forward, left hand comes back. Breathe. And remember how we went into that right angle pose before. So that right arm goes down, the back arm lifts up. Reach. Looking up or looking wherever is comfortable. Try not to dump down on that thigh. So this is not a little vacation. Now that right arm that's in the front, it can go in front of the leg, it can go behind the leg, it can rest nicely. Just don't take a nap on it. Now this reaching arm is going to go out to the side, side angle. Breathe. The other arm's going to come out and join. This is hard. Trying to keep that chest nice and open. You're reaching out to the side. Breathing, always breathing. Big inhales, big exhales. Yes, I'm keeping you here a really long time. Oh no! All right, come on back to warrior two. And that warrior two, that one arm just said, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, the front arm is going to come and find the back. Remember how we held that beach ball behind us before? We're doing that right now. We're holding that big ball. Opening up the chest. Now the hands are going to clasp. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Open up the chest. And now the head comes forward as far as your body comfortably allows. Doesn't have to be super far. Arms lift or they rest. Breathe. Humble warrior. Now go ahead and unclasp your hands. Bring them down to either side of the foot. That back knee is going to come down to the mat. Toes curl under or the foot is flat against the mat. And when you get a little nice and sturdy base here, then you're just going to lift your arms up. Exalted warrior. Breathing. And if your foot's shaking a little bit, that's okay. Hands back down to the mat. We're going to step that back foot in. So big step, step that back foot in. And then carefully we're going to roll on up. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Big inhale, reach up long and tall. Opportunity for a back bend only if you choose. You can just reach right up. And then exhale, hands come heart center. Good job. Breathe, we're almost done. Big inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands come forward. So we're doing that little forward bend again. Big bend in the knees if you want. So if you want that big bend and rest your chest, you do that. If you want to. So you can do that. You can straighten the legs. I always tell my classes I have short legs and monkey arms. So if you're thinking, how does she touch the floor? It's just because that's the way I'm put together. So just a little rest here in that forward bend. Just rock back and forth gently if you want. Just getting ready to finish up our practice and relax. All right, come on down. Come on down to your mat. And we're going to do boat. So, I don't know how, not sure the best way to show you boat. Both knees are bent, both feet are on the floor. You're gonna pick up one leg, you're gonna pick up the other leg. All right, so you can hang onto your thighs right here. That's fine. Put your hands behind you. Also fine. you can reach your arms out. So, no, I think it's better where it was. Reach your arms out. Now you can play with your boat. Once you find your balance, you can lower on down a little farther. You can lift up really tall. Touch your toes. Whatever you want, whatever feels good. Maybe you've got a little muscle shake. And I always want that for you. When your muscles are shaking, you're getting stronger. So right now, as I always say, I want you shaking like a scared chihuahua. So do you have a shake? I got a little shake. I'm assuming if I have a little shake, somebody else has a little shake. So we're going to go ahead and lower down. So just lower those legs back down. Ha! You cannot shank me in the parking lot later because you're not where I am. Big inhale, reach up long and tall. Exhale, come forward, reach for your toes or your knees or your ankles or whatever you can comfortably grab. So just a little rest from that. And then come on back up. Now I am actually going to have you roll on down. I'm just going to talk for a little bit. Because if I roll on down, you're not going to see me. And then, I don't know, you might not like seeing this blank screen that's just talking. But I want you to roll on down to your mat and find a comfortable spot. And just breathe into it. I'm actually going to roll on just for this first part. So I'm going to roll on in and I'm going to hug my knees into my chest. You remember this. So just hug those knees in. Hands on the thighs, hands on the shins. Option to reach up for the feet and happy baby. And just rock. Getting ready to end class. Breathe. Now I want you to bring those feet down to the mat. Knees are bent. So you got a bent knee here. And then arms go out in a T. I'm going to come back up. So your arms are out in a T. Your knees are facing the ceiling. And you're just going to drop the knees on over to the right. Head's going to look left. So you do that. Just drop those knees over and breathe. Starting to relax. And now bring the knees back to center and drop them the opposite way. And breathe. Now come on back to center. I just want you to stretch out nice and long. So you're going to be just nice and long on your mat, and then you're going to reach your arms up straight up for the ceiling. And then they're going to reach on over your head. So your arms reach over your head nice and long. So one long line from your toes to the fingertips. I'm going to count. And on my count, I want you to inhale and lengthen, stretch. Just don't cramp. And then big exhale. We're just going to release into the mat. So big inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big exhale. Out. All right, again, big inhale and lengthen. So nice long stretch, stretch, stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go, release. All right, do that again for me one more time. Big inhale and lengthen and stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out. Good. Come back to center. Wriggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe rock your head gently side to side. And then come back to center. Open up your mouth and just squinch your face around. Just make faces. Release tension in that jaw. Nobody's looking at you, so you can just make all the weird faces you want. And then come back to center. We got one last stretch. So we're going to inhale and then just tighten everything as tight as we can possibly make it. And then exhale and just let it all go. So last opportunity to let all that tension, all that stress go. So big inhale and tighten. Feet, legs, thighs, bottom. Arms, fingers, shoulders, chest, face, everything just tight, tight, tight. And then big exhale, let it loose. And then just melt into your mat. If any random thoughts come into your head, just dismiss them. And for the next few minutes, I just want you to let your body rest. So just rest and breathe. You've got your eyes closed and you're resting, so I'm just going to roll on down because you're not going to be looking at me anyway. So just relax and breathe. Go ahead and bring your awareness back to your mat. Wriggle your fingers and your toes. Wake yourself up. And when you're ready, just bring those knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug and a little rock. Gratitude for your practice, gratitude for your body and all that it can do. And when you're ready, rock to the right or to the left, or just rock yourself on up into sitting and come into a comfortable cross-leg pose. Big inhale, reach up long and tall, and arms lower, and we'll stretch out that neck. So head tilts over toward the left. So tilt that head over just as far as you can comfortably tilt it. Then take your left hand, a little pressure from your hand, a little bit of resistance from your head. Breathe, release, drop your chin down a little bit toward the front, so change that stretch a little bit. And then roll your head on over to the other side, bring it down to the other shoulder, little stretch. And then right hand comes to the top and side of the head. A little bit of pressure here. Breathe. And release and bring your chin into the chest. And head rolls over to the right. Right shoulder, the back, left shoulder, toward the front, and chin to chest. And let's get that on the other side. So over toward the left shoulder, the back, right shoulder, toward the front, and chin to chest. And take that chin and lift it up, stretch it up, looking up, and then back into the chest, a little bit of rounding. big inhale, reach up long and tall. And exhale, hands come heart center. The light in me salutes the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all for coming to class today. Hopefully I will be back soon with more videos. Have a great day.